Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about are going to be lists. So there are basically two different types of lists. There are ordered list and unordered list. So let's look at unordered lists first. So this is going to be a few new things that we're going to be picking up here. So if I want to do an unordered list, I'm going to do begin itemize, and notice what's going to happen when I press enter. LaTeX is automatically going to give me an end itemize and give me an item here. Okay, now what happens if I want to have an itemized list? This is an unordered list. Let's say I just want to have, the things that I'm going to pick up when I go home, like for whatever reason, I want to do a grocery list in LaTeX. Not that I would ever do that. I could have apples. If I want to add another item, I just do enter, then do \item, and let's say pasta or whatever. Now, when I compile this, what's going to happen is that where I see an item, a bullet point is going to appear. And then where I see apples, oranges, and pasta, the corresponding word is going to appear there. So I'm going to control save, and this is what I get. I get a list: apples, oranges, pasta. Okay, let's say I want to have a list where there's numbers. So instead of bullet points, I wanted to say 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I got a phone call and don't quite remember where I was. But if I want to have a list that is enumerated instead of itemize, I'm going to begin enumerate. And again, when I press enter, I'm going to get an end enumerate come up and an item. Okay, so now I'm just going to write exactly what I had before. Apples, oranges, pasta, whoops. And I'm going to recompile it. And now what we're going to see, I'm going to have this list here that's already there. But then I'm going to have another list, but instead of having bullet points, it's going to be 1, 2, 3. So let me recompile. You have 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I want to say a couple of things. So when I do something like begin itemize followed by end itemize, this is called an environment in LaTeX. And LaTeX says, okay, everything that is in between, or the LaTeX compiler says everything that's in between the begin itemize and end itemize, I'm going to format this in a specific way. There are rules in the LaTeX compiler for what to do with text in between a begin itemize and end itemize. And there's different rules for what to do with text that's begin enumerate, and end enumerate. Okay, it's called an environment, and we're going to learn a lot about environments in this class. This is an itemized environment. This is the enumerate environment. Okay, so let me just point out one more thing. Let's say that what if instead of having 1, 2, 3, what if we wanted to have ABC? The way that we do that is using a new package called Enumerate Items. So what I'm going to do here, so in the preamble, so there's these different packages in LaTeX, and each package is like, you can think of it as a new little bit of software that you get to use. So I'm going to write use package. I'm going to write open bracket. Well, let me write this first. The name of the package is Enumerate Item. And I'm going to give it what's called an optional argument here, and it's going to be short labels. And what this says is it's going to, LaTeX, the compiler is going to run out to where it has this package, enum item stored in the overleaf database, and it's going to now give this LaTeX document access to everything that's in this enum item package. And as we start to write our own commands, this is going to make a little more sense, but basically there are new commands like title, there are new commands like enumerate and things like that in this package that we now have access to. So I'm going to come down here to enumerate, and let's say I want to just have the letter capital A period, capital B period, like this. I'm going to save it. Notice what happens. I have A, B, C. Or if I want it like I just had it, parentheses A, something like this. Or if, let's say, for whatever reason, I don't want to start at the number 1, or let's say I want to do 1 with parentheses. Okay, so now it's going to be 1, 2, 3. But let's say if for whatever reason I don't want to start at the number 1, I want to start at the number 109 or 1109. Okay, we can do it this way as well, though this is giving me an error. Okay, so let's just do something like 11. Okay, so it's interesting that this is giving me an error, but still it's compiling in the way that we would expect it to. Okay, so that's it for lists. Again, look on Overleaf and play around with this